What's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another episode of Watchlist Wednesday.
Watch. Oh, it's Watchlist Wednesday. I'll add it to the list.
Today I'm kind of feeling something that's a little more simple and easy to palate. Last week I watched the first Dune movie, and I'm not going to lie, that movie had a lot of world building and a lot of storytelling that was really harder to focus on. So today I kind of wanted to take it back to a more simple movie. We're going to be watching one of the many comedies that came out last year that I missed, and I might do a couple of weeks where I watch some of these old comedies from last year, because last year I tried watching as much new movies as possible, and I realized when I was going through like the list of all the movies that I missed last year, a lot of the main ones were like comedies that a lot of people were talking about. So there was like movies like Bottoms and movies like Anyone But You is coming out on DVD soon. I might watch that one when that one comes out. And like the movie like Theater Camp and stuff like that. A lot of really interesting comedies came out last year that I didn't have a chance to see. And arguably one of the biggest ones, No Hard Feelings. I got it here. I believe it's on Netflix if you guys also haven't seen it and you want to go watch it. But I really want to see it because I've heard this is a really funny movie, and I have seen bits and pieces of it, like the scene where the main actor sings Maneater. I have watched that scene a couple of times because he kills it. He crushes it. What's it called? That actor played Dear Evan Hansen in on Broadway. That's one of my favorite musicals of all time. So automatically, I think I'm about to be a really big fan of this movie. But that being said, I'm going to go watch it, and I will get back with you guys with my initial reaction and my review. So I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so I'm back. First off, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't think that the comedy of this movie worked as well as I was kind of expecting it to. There's definitely a lot of funny moments in this. There's a lot of character aspects to really like and enjoy. I do think that the plot of this was really, really good. But to start off, this is a comedy, so I kind of want to talk about the comedy a little bit. Humor is obviously subjective, so something that a lot of people find funny might be stuff that other people don't find funny. And in my opinion, there are a lot of moments in this movie that are just secondhand embarrassment after secondhand embarrassment that is pretty hard to watch. And I feel like a lot of the moments with Jennifer Lawrence's character by herself is exactly that. There's scenes in the beginning of the movie where she gets her car taken away, and then she tries stealing it back from the tow truck, and it's just embarrassing to watch there. And then the scene that a lot of people will probably know if I just refer to it as the beach scene, it's kind of funny in the moment, but then like it's also just like really weird. But that was interesting. I think that for the most part, like, I love Jennifer Lawrence, and I think she's a funny actress. But almost every big moment that she had that was supposed to be like a comedic thing where she was completely by herself made me more uncomfortable than it made me like laugh. Which, once again, this is a subjective thing just because I didn't like it. Other people might find it funny. But to me, it was just like a really like weird stuff. But everything when the two of them were together was fantastic. They had incredible chemistry, and not like in a way like, oh my god, it's a rom-com. We want these people to like be able to like, you know, have that kind of chemistry. But they worked together really well as like best friends in a sense. Like, I've had best friends who are like 4 or 5 years older than me. I've been a best friend to people who are, you know, 4 or 5 years younger than me. So like to have that friend that has like a relatively decent age gap, and like to kind of have like that, like almost like, this is gonna be weird because I was gonna say like older sibling vibes. That's not really the vibes I'm talking about, but just somebody who's like somebody to look up to, somebody who's more mature, somebody who can help you grow as a person and stuff like that. I feel like they do that really well. Like, their relationship in this is really interesting. I love the way that originally Jennifer Lawrence is like 100% just in this for the money, and then she's like starts off very aggressive, very like hard right off the bat, just trying to like sleep with him because she's, you know, used to men. You can just like go up to them and you can be like all overly flirtatious and you can sleep with them and it's pretty easy. But she slowly realizes that like this guy doesn't just want to sleep with people. Like, he's like a more genuine guy and he's great. And I think that the actor who played him is fantastic. I think it's like, I can't remember his name right now. Hold up. Does it say it on here? It should. Okay, no, it literally only says Jennifer Lawrence's name on here. What the hell? Hold up. I'm getting to it. There we go. I knew it was Andrew something. I should have just went with that. It's Andrew Barth Feldman. He's fantastic at this. Literally every single moment with him on screen is fantastic. I absolutely love him. He plays the socially awkwardness really, really well. And something that I just think is funny is I've seen a lot of interviews and like podcasts and stuff where he's talked about it. This is his first big role in a movie, and was talking about how he was so fortunate to play a character that's literally himself. And there's a lot of behind the scenes things about it that I really, really like. Like, I don't remember what the name of the podcast was, or who the podcast even was with. I just knew it was some people interviewing him about this movie. And there was a lot of really cool things about it that I really liked. Like, for one, the scene where he sings the song Maneater and he plays it in front of everybody in the what's it called, bar or restaurant or whatever it is. And that entire moment, he sang it live, like on the day of, and he was literally told, because of like sound purposes and all kinds of other reasons, that he had to pre-record it and make like a studio version of it that was going to be played over the scene. And he literally was like talking about it a lot, about, hey, I really think that this would be better if we do it live. If we do it live, it'll sound more real. It'll seem more authentic. Some of the reactions of the people in the crowd will probably be better as well. And he really wanted to do it live. And he was really upset that like literally everybody told him, no, you can't do it. And he was talking to Jennifer Lawrence about it, because Jennifer Lawrence obviously is co-star. He's spending a lot of time with her. And he was kind of just like ranting to his coworker about it, and he completely forgot about the fact that she's like a big producer of this film. So she was able to make those changes and make it so that he was able to perform it live. And I do think watching it and watching him like slowly kind of build out of his comfort zone there is so awesome. I absolutely loved that sequence. The entire song is great. I love the fact that they build up to it multiple times. We hear it beforehand a couple of times, and it's like, it's a great song, and I do think it's a great theme song for specifically the kind of character that Jennifer Lawrence is playing here. She's somebody who's used to just kind of like taking men and getting what she wants from the men and then disappearing, and that's literally pretty much exactly what that song is about. And I love it because like that's the symbolism in the movie, and the character who Andrew plays doesn't think about it like that. Like he just always has thought about it as a monster. And I love the little one-off line that he has after like they sit back down or whatever, which is just like, oh my god, how did you learn that? Why did you know how to play that song or whatever? And he's just like, because we talked about it, then I went home and taught myself how to do it. It's such a funny throwaway line because it implies that like he was like, yeah, I can figure this song out, and he did in like a single night, which is just fantastic. Couple of other big lessons that I really like about here. The fact that they constantly like riff with each other, and they have like a lot of arguments about how one of them grew up kind of poor and the other one grew up kind of rich, and how they have like, they can't see each other eye to eye on this because none of them knows what it's like to be in the other one's shoes. And I really, really love that. And I love the way that they went really over the top with the comedy with their first meeting, and then like they'll have like these nice like realistic fresh breaths of fresh air where they're sitting down and they're having real conversations about some of their traumatic stuff, explaining why they are the way that they are, and explaining how they've learned to grow up in a really, really interesting way. And I think that every single one of those conversations worked really well for me. And the like building of this friendship was fantastic. I think that a lot of like TV shows and stuff like that should watch this if they're ever trying to make like platonic boy and girl friends, because like although like there are a lot of moments where like she's trying to sleep with him so that she could get money, and he's trying to sleep with her just because he's never had the opportunity to sleep with a girl before. Their friendship is like fantastic, and the way that they end this movie still being platonic friends who are able to be proud of each other and like want the other to succeed in life and potentially get a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever is great. And I love that, and the way they portray it is fantastic. Overall, I think that the character growth and the character development in this movie is fantastic, and I wasn't really expecting it to be anything that special, but it's a very moving movie, and I really, really like that. I like the fact that pretty much all of the main characters who we get introduced to in this movie actually have some bigger part to play, because like we get introduced to like a couple of her like ex-boyfriends and like random people she went to high school with, and you're just like, why are they important? And then at the end of the movie, they all pretty much have a payoff of some form of, some shape or form, which I do like, which is pretty cool, right? I like that. That was cool. Evan Moss Backrack in this, he's funny. He only shows up for a couple of scenes, but like once again, he's pretty funny, and then he's one of the people who has kind of like an important moment later in the movie. But yeah, I think that that's pretty much everything. There were a couple of jokes, like standout jokes, that I wanted to talk about. When the parents are talking about all of the things that they want his kid to do, and they're like, we want him to drink, we want him to do this, we want him to party, we want him to, you know, talk to girls, and we want him to like do drugs potentially and all this different stuff. We want him to drive fast cars and stuff. And Ferris Bueller, well, the actor who played Ferris Bueller, was just like, you know, like I did when I was his age and stuff like that. It's like, it's a fun little hint, hint, wink, wink. One joke that made me literally laugh out loud was when early on in the movie, Jennifer Lawrence's character, her car gets taken away because she has like unpaid taxes or something like that. And she's in some like government official building trying to like get her car back, and she's like talking to this guy, and she's just like, I don't understand. They don't even know what it's like, because like I used to live here first, and now my property taxes are going up because rich people moved here and their property taxes are higher. So now my property tax needs to be higher. And she's like, do you know what it's like to live somewhere and then have other people come in and try to drive you out? And then the camera pans and it's a Native American actor. I literally had to like pause the movie, because I was laughing so hard at that. It was so good. Just like the delivery, the fact that the camera slowly panned to him, and the fact that he was like making the face that he was making just added to it all. It was perfect. It was great. But yeah, overall, thought this movie was a good watch. If you guys have Netflix, you should definitely go watch it. I think that it might not be the funniest movie, but there are definitely a lot of moments to really enjoy and a lot of good laugh out loud moments. I do think that the sex scene is hilarious, and there's a couple more sequences. Like, there are a lot of funny moments in this. I definitely think that although the Jennifer Lawrence stuff like kind of made me uncomfortable, I can see why a lot of other people would find it funny. So yeah, that being said, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bow. Bow.
Back it again, but that's a relevant flow. So smooth, they calling me Mr. Elegant. Like an elephant, I got a long nose. Like a president, I've got a few hoes. Swift with a stutter, I'm smooth like butter. Don't see it coming when I slip undercover. Like a big dog, but I don't bite. I'm still a big broad, I'd win that fight. Come match you and I knock out your lights.